Women don't test a man's emotional strength directly, and they never announce it. The tests happen quietly through small moments that seem ordinary on the surface but carry deep psychological meaning. She doesn't ask if you're strong. She observes how you react under emotional pressure. The first test usually appears during disagreement, not to win the argument, but to see whether you collapse, try to please, or stand calmly in your position. Women are not attracted to men who agree with everything, but to men who can say no without fear of loss. Another early test is emotional distance. She may reply slower, pull back slightly, or become colder, not because she lost interest, but to watch your reaction. Do you chase, explain, overinvest, or do you remain centered and self-respecting? Women also test how a man handles uncertainty. A man who panics under emotional ambiguity reveals insecurity, while a man who can tolerate silence and ambiguity without losing himself signals inner strength. Emotional strength here does not mean indifference. It means stability, the ability to feel without being controlled by feeling. As investment grows, the test becomes subtler and more frequent. One of the most dangerous appears when she starts making small, repeated requests, not because she needs them, but to see whether you have boundaries or whether love has turned you into self-sacrifice. A man who slowly erases himself to keep harmony loses emotional value without realizing it. Women do not respect men who abandon themselves even when intentions are good. Another test appears during emotional fluctuations, moods, doubts, tension. She watches whether you rush to fix everything or whether you can hold space without losing your center. Men who need constant emotional stability are read as fragile, while men who tolerate discomfort without collapse are read as safe. Criticism is another common test, not always meant to hurt, but to see whether your confidence is real or reactive. Over-defending and emotional outbursts reveal inner instability, while calm, grounded responses communicate strength. At this stage, women are not trying to break a man, they are trying to understand whether he can carry emotional weight long-term. The most dangerous test comes when things feel comfortable, when tension disappears and everything seems secure. This is where many men fail. Comfort makes them overinvest, relax boundaries, and unconsciously signal guarantee, and the human mind loses respect the moment it feels certainty. Women may also mention other men, not always to provoke jealousy, but to see if your identity is solid. A man who loses balance during comparison exposes insecurity, while a grounded man remains unchanged. Another deep test happens when she makes a small mistake and watches whether you always forgive without confronting, or whether you can address issues calmly. A man who never confronts has no red lines. The deepest test of all is consistency. Can you remain the same, whether she is close or distant, happy or upset? Emotional strength is not about control, it is about self-possession. Women do not test men to manipulate them, they test to see if a man can handle emotional reality without becoming dependent. Reactive or unstable relationships are not built on love alone, but on emotional resilience. When a man understands this, he stops trying to pass every test and starts being centered and clear, and that is when the tests begin to disappear. If this resonates with experiences you couldn't explain before, it means your awareness is shifting. If you want content that breaks emotional illusions without sugarcoating, subscribe, because what comes next goes deeper.